Will it crank? Dude, what? 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 Yes! All right, let's get this thing unloaded. This will be in front of the gate project because it shouldn't take too long. So, here's a game plan, son.
Yeah.
Come over here. So we can't get the door open because the fender's in the way. So, we're gonna undo, you already got it in neutral.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna undo the ratchet straps, put the ramps down first, and we're gonna ease this thing back. I think we're relatively flat, but I've got the front up a little bit. This thing rolls super easy. So, but it's also super heavy. So we're gonna roll it back far enough for you to get in it, and you're gonna have to stand on that brake pedal before we crash through the fence.
Okay.
Okay? So no pressure or anything, but... Gotta use my trunk key here. Let's see if I can do this. There it is. Look at how big that trunk is.
Yeah.
You could fit so much junk in that trunk.
All the junk for the other cars?
Yeah, I could fit so many cars in this trunk. There's part of a car right here. Got the window trim. Got a danger jack. Valve cover gasket. Couple of belts. Oh, that's probably the trim that goes around. Oh, we gotta check that out real quick. I'm getting distracted. Here, put that down. Hook that on that bar.
Okay.
Don't hit the car.
Okay. Oh,
Easy.
fine. Okay. I have to put the bar back.
You gotta hook the ramp on the bar. That bar.
Oh. How much does this thing weigh?
A lot.
Okay.
Here you go. Okay, here. You're filming right now. I want to see. This is the trim that I was just talking about. This goes here. Something like that. This might, maybe this is the other side? I don't know. Yeah, that goes there. So if I did a little bent, I can straighten that out. So if I did a paint, like a nice paint job on the roof, like if we did like a black and red lace paint on the roof, this would give a nice border to stop the paint and then, you know, go on to something else. I was thinking bare metal might be cool. Like bare steel.
Yeah?
I mean, we're most of the way there. The paint's already coming off. As soon as I took that rear strap off, the car just started to roll forward on its own. So we know it's in neutral. So I'm gonna put some slack on this strap here. And we're gonna use it as like a catch, just in case the car starts to take off. It won't blast through the fence. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's enough slack. No, actually, be a good spot for that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll know here in a second. There we go.
Oh,
Perfect.
holy.
You ready? Standing on them. Nice. Okay. The strap is out, sir. Ease off the brake pedal a little bit. Okay, get on it. Brake pedal. Good. All right, let off. Good job. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Good. Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that whole time I was fighting it, it was hung up on that foot, sticking up like that one. On the bumper down here. We got it. Leaking some tranny fluid.
Okay.
Just like every other car I own. Perfect. Now we can get inside this thing. Look at how wide that door is. She's thick. Got electric seats. No battery in it right now. My son was looking at the pedal. He's like, why is the brake pedal so big? I don't know. That's just how they did it. We got... I mean, that odometer says 15,000 miles. Yeah, you guys probably can't see that. But, I mean, I'm not as good as some people at figuring these things out, but I know that you can kind of look at the rubber where somebody's heel would have been or where somebody's foot would have been on the pedal. I mean, it doesn't look all that wore out. So maybe we have a 15,000 mile car here from 1968. I mean, we got vents for days. You need your knees cooled off? I got you. You need your face? Right there. Got a key. We got knobs. Oh, that's for the radio. That doesn't really work. Oh, presets. Hey. AM, FM. There's a switch down here. I wonder if that's a map light. We got another vent here for the back seat, probably. Yeah. Visor looks, or the headliner looks dang good. Except for a couple little holes. Cigarette burns, maybe. Somebody was just in here jamming out with a lit cigarette in their hand and just burning holes. Rear view mirror fell off, but that's okay. We got it right here. Just glue that back on. That's the kick panel. It covers up all those wires down there. Got some parts for stuff and things. Glove box. Glove box. Glove box. Glove box. Hey, look at that. Oh. Let's see here. We got old registration. 2010. That ain't that long ago. And we got insurance. Western Auto. What's Western Auto? Credit card? All right. I don't know what that's all about. Travis Sauls. My name's Travis. Pretty cool. Big ol' armrest. Yeah. Okay. Super awesome lady that I bought this off of gave this thing a tune-up not too long ago. So this thing will be running quick, hopefully. She kept the old spark plugs. Those don't even look bad. I would have ran those. Keep those for some spares. She kept all of them. What a woman. When was this done? No way. July. Shoot, these wires even look good. I might keep those for the Studebaker. Yeah. Full. Trash can's full. Got a piece of glass back here. Unfortunately, not that one. Yep. Electric windows and hand crank vent. That's cool. We got the plastic peeling off the furniture here. Door latch, locks, emergency normal window lockout. Oh, so when your kids are messing with the locks and you just go, nope, no more. I said locks, I meant windows. You know what I mean. Missing a panel, but that's okay because we got it right here. That is a huge panel. That's for the back seat. We're talking about the back seat now. This goes in here. Back there. Just put it back here for now. Yeah. Wow. Oh, that other is dry. I'm going in. Holy cow. So, I'm sort of a bigger gentleman. I fit back here pretty nicely. Like, I could ride. I got a little bit of room. Yeah. And, you know, the wood grain window kind of growing on me. It's got the little latch right here. Let me out! Okay. Got a window track. That might be for in here. Oh, there's already a window track in there. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know what that glass is for. I should, she might want that back. Oh, we got some broken glass here. Got some trim on it. Keep that. And what do we got here? Another track. Okay. We got our ashtray. Is this for, this is probably for the back seat, because there's one on every door. Well, actually, just for the back seat here. Look at that. That's sweet. Even the kids got their own cigarette lighter. Power mini window. Got the fancy light, no cover. Cadillac light with the cover. All right, the headliner needs a little bit more work than what I thought. Somebody just stabbed it. Maybe, I don't know. The rear package tray, I believe this is called, is, you know, it's here. Got some trim, got some screws. Got, that's supposed to go up there. Okay. Somebody did an oil change. What do we got in here? Window hardware, maybe? Screws and whatnot. Okay, let me out. It's hot. It's hot. Help me. I fit fine. Seat needs a little work. Okay. I think this is a light. We got lights, and then we got the brights down here. Hey, we got wipers. Look at that. Oh, ruined. Wash off. This is a, oh, tilting, and, well, that's the blinkers. That doesn't really do anything. What's this do? Unlocked. Is this telescoping? It is. That's sweet. 1968. Listen to this door. Solid. Let me show you guys what's under the hood and give you a bit of a history lesson here. There it is. Oh, grief. Coming right at you. So the battery just goes right up front here. You got black for ground and then also black for starter. But they give you, whoever put this on made sure to label it, so that's good. Right here, Cadillac 472. Now, I don't know a dang thing about Cadillac engines, but I do know that 472 is a big number. Apparently this is the smaller of the two Cadillac big blocks. There was a 472 and then a 500. I've heard of the 500 actually. But yeah, I don't know anything about these things. But in 1968, let's see. In 1968, this V8, which has 4.3 inch bore and a 4.06 inch stroke, which equals 472 cubic inches or 7.7 liters, it was the largest passenger car engine in the industry. 10.5 to 1 compression, produced 375 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque in 1968. If you buy any full-size truck, you will not have a 7-liter engine. Not only that, if you buy any 1500 platform, you will not have 525 pound-feet of torque. And that's with all the safety bells and whistles today. This thing's 1968. This was the first year that seatbelts were mandatory. There's no safety. There's no, hey, you're going into this lane. There's no, hey, check your blind spot. There's not even a mirror on the passenger door. So there you go. Getting all worked up. Anyways, we got mini horn. We got big horn. Gonna have to get a battery in here and see what that sounds like. All right. Here's how we're gonna fix this. Yeah. We're gonna put some wood down and we're gonna put our battery on top. Now, that'll fit. That'll fit. That'll. That. This. That kind of fits. And this kind of fits. No sparks, so that's either telling me that nothing in the car is on or the battery's dead. We got a light on. Let's see if the seat will go back. Nope. The tilt. Okay, well, the nice thing about having a hole in your seat is you can see the motor working. So it's probably just hung up on some crap that's under the seat. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn the key and see what comes on. Things are clicking, popping. It's fine. Let's see what the horn sounds like. Hey! Will it crank? Dude, what? 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 Yes! Fuel gauge says empty. She's got a gallop. She's got a gallop. She's got a gallop. Anyways, let's see if the radio works. I don't know what that does. Pretty sure this is volume. No. What do we got for fan? Okay. Went and picked up the cheapest battery I could find with the posts on the correct side. This was totally gonna work though, so. Because when I picked this thing up, the lady told me that she thought it needed a starter. So hopefully it's just some poor wiring. She did say mice were in it. I mean, there's evidence of mice everywhere. So there's probably some chewed up wires here and there. It might get a little finicky, but I mean, it cranked over like no problem. So it was worth getting a battery and some 2-stroke fuel. And I'm gonna fill the bowl and see if this thing runs. All right. I think you need to pour it down this tube right here. Pour it all over the top of the engine too. Oh, I'm making a mess. Oh gosh. Oh no. Focus. Concentrate. All right. Hopefully none of that, you know, fur and insulation and dried grass that's on top of the engine catches on fire. All right. Going live. Oh. Try that again. Come on. Running. There's a plug on the coil. I don't know what it's for. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But it's, I mean, I just filled the bowl. It's just idling. Like, this isn't even. What do we got? What do we got? We got a generator light. So battery's probably not charging. Fuel gauge says empty. Temp says cold. Giving her some RPMs. It doesn't really like that. It's running really bad. But let's just let her idle for a bit, see if it comes around. Does any of this stuff work? I don't even know how to. Oh, see that FM light? So that's the power for the radio there. Oh, is there smoke coming out of that vent? I think that's just crud on the engine that's just cooking off. There we go. It runs. So here's why the alternator doesn't work, is these wires are, I mean, that one's chewed through. That wire, that black wire there's chewed through. And I think I saw a break in this white one. Yeah. And then, oh, got a vacuum line plugged up. That's fine. So I bet if I had connected those wires, that would probably fix the alternator issue. It's definitely not happy. And one huge mistake that I just made, I didn't check the oil before I started it. So, whoops. Yeah, and then there's this plug coming off coil. I don't know what this goes to. Gonna need to figure some stuff out here. Got some hardware. What's this here? Oil cooler maybe? Just chilling? That's fine. Engine coolant. There's liquid in there. Oh, well, there's the blower motor right there for the AC. It's just unplugged. Maybe. I don't know. I think I left the key on, so I'm gonna turn that off. There's definitely some loose wires in this ignition. When I wiggle the key, there's a, so that's in the off position, and then I wiggle it, the engine temp light comes on. Holy freaking double his and hers ashtrays with the lighter. Good grief. I want to know how to turn this on. I wonder if that's what this is for. I don't know. Well, let's see. Oh. See if we got lights. Hey, a light on the dash just came on. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Tail lights. They work. That one looks dang good. Passenger side's been replaced. Oh, we got front marker. We got 3 out of 4. And should that be blinking? Or is that a running light? Dude, even that side marker works. What in the world is going on? Yeah. It's kind of working. high beam? I think all 4 lights is high beams. Yeah. So now we just got the top 2. This thing's ready for the freeway. Just gonna disconnect the battery for a second. I'm gonna figure out where that plug is supposed to go off the distributor, and I'll probably just butt connector those alternator wires back together. So I wasn't sure exactly how this was gonna go today, so I brought a little toolkit. Just threw some stuff in a bag and brought it with me out there to where the car was, and I didn't end up, working on the car at that property, obviously. But it just occurred to me as I'm sitting here connecting wires back together, I didn't have any wiring stuff with me at all. So could I have driven this car home? Maybe. With the alternator not working, it would have been interesting. Not sure how much longer I'm going to be staying out here because I've only got that much sunlight. So, probably connect these 2 wires and maybe fire it up again and then come back out here tomorrow morning. Okay, those are hooked up. I know this thing has a transmission fluid leak because half of it's on the deck of my trailer, but it's got some really clean fluid in it. It's just not full at the moment. Oil's over here on this side. Should have checked that before I started it, but I didn't. What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's low. That's like all the way at the bottom of the marks. Well, there's 2 plugs over here. I can't tell where they go. So I'm just gonna leave them alone for right now. It ran before. There we go. Now we got lights on and the light switch is off. running terrible. It's running worse than it did before. But the generator light is off. Interesting. All the lights are off. None of the wires are hot. Man, I need to get a vacuum out here. You can hear a pretty massive vacuum leak when it's running. Okay, so the bowl should be full now. Pour a little bit in there. Let's try it again. It only wants to run if I keep my foot on the gas. I think I'm going to check the firing order on this thing. I don't know why it ran that first time, and then I hooked up 2 wires that were chewed through, and now it doesn't want to run. I don't know, but I'm definitely killing that battery, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on the charger, go in for the night, and come back out here bright and early. Good morning. Been out here working for just a minute. Kind of wanted to give the Saturday morning a chance to get established before I go lighting off the old big block here. Had to sort of reassess the spark situation here. When I first got it off the trailer, you guys saw it ran. It sounded not the greatest, but it was running. And then I decided to check the timing, and I found a couple different images online that showed the odd number cylinders are on the passenger side, which is true, but they were leading me down the wrong path because I'll put some pictures up on the screen, but one image was showing the distributor on the front of the engine, and one was showing it on the back of the engine, so I was getting mixed up on the numbering on if number 1 was at the firewall or number 1 was up here at the front. So I did some more reading, looked on some forums, found some people that seem to know a whole lot more about these things than I do, which isn't hard because I don't know anything. And I just reestablished where the number one cylinder is on the cap, and I went ahead and marked it. So clockwise rotation, and I've got the firing order down. I still can't remember it for whatever reason. I had to write it down. You guys heard me repeat it 17 million times. But yesterday I thought the battery was dying because I bought the cheapest battery I could find, which also happened to be the smallest. You can tell by the size of the battery tray how much room I have here. There's definitely supposed to be a bigger battery in there. I thought yesterday it was dying just from cranking on it, but it wasn't. The starter was just getting hot, and I came up here and felt some of the cables, and that ground cable was getting a little hot. So this is a replacement end for a battery connection. It's got some corrosion underneath there. I went ahead and traced the ground cable down to the frame, and it looks like it's going to be pretty easy to just go ahead and replace with a brand new one. And before I did all of that this morning, I thought maybe I needed to make sure that the timing was correct, number one cylinder on the compression stroke, and you can do that by taking the spark plug out, sticking a screwdriver down in the hole, and crank the engine over. You just got to make sure that there's nothing in the way of the handle of the screwdriver, so then your screwdriver gets bent. It's okay, I got more. I want this thing to idle long enough to where I can get the multimeter out and check the battery to make sure that the alternator is working. With those two wires that I reconnected yesterday, it did turn off the generator light that was on the dash. So that's good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's charging. So this carburetor definitely needs a rebuild, because as I'm filling the bowl, I can see it coming up out of the accelerator pump. It's charging. There's definitely a vacuum leak coming from somewhere. There's little things in life that make you happy. And this car has one of those little things. I went looking for the gas door. It's not on the side of the car. I've always wanted a car that has it behind the license plate. And it does. That's just freaking cool. I don't see it leaking out anywhere. Here we go. Gas gauge doesn't seem to work. I don't think we're pulling fuel from the tank yet. This engine has so much going on with its vacuum and its smog pump. I didn't even know smog pumps were a thing in '68. Apparently it's a thing. I can't see nothing. I would imagine somewhere on the side of the engine there's a mechanical fuel pump. But I don't know. The oil filter's real easy to get to. Oh, what's that? What is that? Leaking. Whatever it is. There's a line. Is that line? My hand's down in here around. It comes up. Sweeps in. Comes around. That looks to be a fuel line. And whatever that is, maybe a filter. Looks like it's leaking. If the fuel pump's over here on the driver's side, because everything's backwards with this thing. If there's fuel leaking out of the filter, then maybe that means it's starting to pull fuel from the tank. Okay. That's the last of the true fuel. I gotta remember to turn this thing off. Just letting it die, leaving the key on. Just look down here at the fuel filter, and you can see that shiny wet canister there. Fuel is coming out of that soft line on the top side, so maybe it's just a loose clamp. I'll have to look and see. Now that everything's nice and hot, yeah, I don't think that's... Yeah, there's a ton of fuel on the top side of that, which is a good thing. That means we're getting fuel up here. Just got to figure out why we're leaking. Maybe the filter's just clogged. Could just be an old filter. Let me get a wrench on that and see if we can't just take it out and replace it. Well, getting the rubber line off was the easy part. I'm gonna try some of this freeze off from CRC and see, are we gonna get this off? I don't know. Okay, had to go put my neighbor's dogs away real quick. Hopefully they stay put away. And busted out the new Crowfoot set. They're metric, so the size is close enough. Okay, put the neighbor's dogs away again. Came back over here. Got the fuel filter out. I don't know why, but one in the bottom, two in the top. I almost stripped that top fitting to the point of no return after a lot of penetrating oil and persistence and small cuts and scrapes and being soaked in old gasoline. I got it out. The trick for when you're working on your big block Cadillac 472, undo the bottom one first, and then you can kind of bend that line a little bit, get it up to where it's accessible. Throw a 9/16 on here and a 1/2 inch, and there you go. Well, no surprise, I picked another car you can't find parts for. That AC Delco fuel filter is not at any of the local parts stores. I'm gonna have to order it online, but it's a bypass. That's the second port that's in the top of that thing, and I think I could probably delete that and just put a standard Wix fuel filter in this thing. So maybe we'll try that. But as I was chasing some lines up in here, I did notice that the little fuel filter housing on the carburetor itself is actually loose. Okay, so here's the game plan. I just got this generic 3/8 barbed fitting fuel filter, and it doesn't have the bypass on it. I couldn't find a filter that had that. So I got some of these brass T's, and I'll just cut a piece of fuel line, put a T on it on the top side of the filter, and then just run that bypass line up there. And that'll work for now. I found the filter that I need online, but it's going to take a week or so to get here. So we'll just do this just to get the car running. And then I also had to pick up some of this thread sealant because the fitting that retains the mesh filter on the front of the carb, I don't know if it's the wrong size or maybe the threads on the carburetor messed up, but I would tighten it, it would start to get kind of snug, and then it gets loose again. So the threads are messed up, or this might be the wrong size. I can't tell. The threads look fine on here, but I can't tell what's going on. So I got some stuff to just kind of glue it in place. It's fuel safe, so it'll be fine. I've got the supply line coming up through the filter, and then I just got a T after the filter for that bypass that's in there. This line that's coming off the car is 5/16, but the rest of the stuff is 3/8 just because that's what I had. Probably should have bought some 5/16 line, but I just slid that fitting back as far as I could. I tried to straighten that line out. That line right there, I just straightened it out a little bit and pushed that fitting back as far as I could and slid the line over the flare. Got the hose clamp on it. None of this is a good connection. I don't like the way any of it's set up, but yeah, I just keep picking cars that I can't buy parts for, so it's awesome. It's running better than it was. I need to figure out how to seal up those threads or get a different fitting in there. I have that other Quadrajet in my garage from the 350 we took apart, but it's for a different size line. Okay, well, Permatex high temp thread sealant says it's fuel safe. So hopefully it's thick enough to take up some of the slop in this fitting here. Yeah, see, I don't understand what happened, because that fitting is too small. It doesn't fit. That's the fitting that came out of there, so I don't know what happened. Apparently in the Quadrajet forums, this is a common thing, because this isn't typical JB Weld that comes in 2 separate tubes. This is steel stick, and it's got the 2 parts just in a roll, so you just chop off what you need and then mix it together in your hand and work with it that way. It's starting to get warm. That means that there is a reaction happening. It's starting to set up. It says you got 5 minutes to work with it though. People talk a lot of crap on Quadrajets. I can see why. I'm just gonna grab a couple of wrenches. I didn't even think about clocking that fitting to where I can easily slip a wrench over it to back it up. That way I know for sure I'm not going to crack that JB Weld. Hopefully it's in the right position. Well, that's not leaking. None of this stuff looks like it's leaking. I also noticed that the fitting on our brake booster is broken. So I'm wondering if that's our massive vacuum leak. Let's find out.
Yep.
That's that huge vacuum leak I was hearing. Okay. At least we're getting somewhere. Alright, good morning. It's Sunday. This video was supposed to go up this morning. My bad on that. We got this thing dialed in pretty good yesterday. I went and checked on a PCV valve for the brake booster, and it's not going to be here until like 11 o'clock. So It just doesn't have power brakes at this point. So we're gonna hop in it and maybe cruise it around the block. And I think there's maybe a gallon of gas in it. I don't really know. The gas gauge doesn't work. But I poured a little bit of gas in it yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna throw the filter back on it. We'll maybe wipe down the seat so it doesn't smell so much like mouse pee, and cruise it around the block. And maybe if it does okay, we'll go up to the gas station and wash it, because, you know, why not? All right, we don't want to drive around and be looking trashy. So we're gonna camouflage our wood grain window here. Perfect. Got some spots on the paint. Look at it. It's fine. Now it looks like a perfectly good piece of glass with some tint on it. And that's classy. Okay, got one of these old garage puzzle piece tile things to sit on. That way I'm not just sitting directly on the springs. Oh yeah. Huh. The starter is not going at all. That's weird. I shifted down into neutral and it started. This thing's definitely not running on all 8 cylinders. Really gotta stand on those brakes, boy. I keep looking out my right side for a mirror, and there ain't one there. It does not sound good. Oh, on the brakes, on the brakes, on the brakes. No power steering either. It's driving. Not on all 8 cylinders. Oh, on the brakes. Brakes! Oh, good. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, roundabout. Roundabout. Oh, roundabout. Roundabout. Oh, God. Wow. We made it.
Daddy.
Thanks, man.
68.
Yeah. All right. I just added some power steering fluid, and wouldn't you know it, the power steering started working again. It's still not running 100%. Don't know how much gas we have. I don't know what the engine temp is, but we're going for it, baby. I got no power brakes. Ah! That's why the brake pedal's a mile long, so you can stand on it with both feet. Oh, I got a fuse panel hanging down. That's probably not good. This thing is floaty. I got no license plate. Riding dirty. People are snapping their necks to look at this thing. They're probably thinking, is that safe to be on the road? Not for you. We made it. Hopefully it starts back up. Really just seeing how much of this paint I can get blasted off of here. I just wanted to kind of pressure wash this thing off. Man, I missed the entire bottom side of that front bumper. Oh well, there's always next time. Note to self, bring paper towels to the car wash. Because I can't see a thing. That window's so fogged up and dirty right now. Did our window start working? What? Oh, won't go back up. We're committed. Are you kidding me? What about the passenger side? Come on. It's going. It's moving. It's slow, but it's going. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, I'll take it. Sometimes these cars just want to be brought back. You know? Pretty sure there's no rubber on these wipers, but let's just see what happens. Hey, making it worse. Made it so much worse. I have to drive home like Ace Ventura. Let's see if I... Nope. Come on. Yeah, buddy. It just wants to work. All right, that's it. I got to run inside and edit this video. I hope you guys had as much fun watching it as I had doing it. This was an easy one. Thank God. For once, I had an easy one. It's as clean as it's gonna get. It's not clean at all. It's the Ratty Caddy. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what you guys are working on. Let me know where you're at. Later.